Welcome back to another Yankees by the Numbers. Today we're going to be talking about a few different teams. The first team we're going to be talking about is the Houston Astros, the best team in baseball right now. Currently sitting at 41-16, and they are on a 10-game winning streak. Whenever you go on a tear like they've been going on, there's a key: offense. Off-fence. More like over-fence. They've hit the ball out the second most in the American League. Now, if you take different offense stats and you just compare it to the rest of the American League, you're going to be blown away. In the American League, they lead in average, in RBIs, and on-base percentage. They're averaging more than 5 runs per game. Okay, there are a lot of standout players, 3 of which are batting over 300 and have over 8 home runs. Jose Altuve, of course, Carlos Correa, and Marwin Gonzalez. These are just a few guys contributing to their crazy offense. This team is going to continue to win, not only because of offense, because of pitching. And it's surprising, when you look at a team on such a tear, you want to have a lot of components working together. But they're not just producing offense. They have the best ERA as a team, the lowest WHIP as a team. One of those players is Dallas Keuchel. He's 9-0, and he has a 1.67 ERA. Everything's working. And what I've realized with this team is a strong attitude has arisen. Now, what's happened is they've found themselves a little bit down in games sometimes, or a lot down in games. But they've come back, and that gives a team a never-die attitude. That attitude is so important. So when I think of Houston Astros, I think playoffs easily, their division easily. They're not in the toughest division already, but the way they're playing, they're set. 41-16. No other team has 40 wins. No other team is below 20 losses. When you're averaging 5 runs per game and your team ERA is 3.46, that tells you one thing. You should always be scoring more runs than you're giving up. Obviously, it's case-to-case basis with different games, but in general, the numbers say they should be winning every time. Well, in the last 10 games, they've done just that. Now, obviously, this is a Yankees by the Numbers, so I want to talk a little bit about the AL East, but I want to focus in on one team, the Baltimore Orioles. When you look at their record right now, why wouldn't they have a chance? Well, I'll tell you why they don't have a chance at the AL East. You look at the Orioles and you say to yourself, they're going to be contender this year. Well, guess what? They're not. I'm making a bold prediction. They're third at best in the AL East. They're fighting for a wild card spot this year, and here's why. Their offense is shoddy at best. If you look at the Orioles, and I did some research and uncovered something really interesting. Their run production is 20th in the MLB. Their RBIs, 21 in the MLB. 2 everyday guys in that lineup are batting over 270. 6 guys in a lineup of 9, that's not horrible, have 25 RBIs. None above 30. Now, if you were to look at the New York Yankees in comparison, 4 guys on that team have more than 30 RBIs. Their pitching isn't much better. Their pitching is second to last in WHIP in the MLB. And out of the 15 teams in the AL, they're 10th in ERA. You look at a lineup, and it's filled with what I like to call a power 4. They have Mark Trumbo, Manny Machado, and Chris Davis. And this is their offense. Why do you think they went on a 7-game losing streak? Why do you think they're playing win 1, lose 1? Because if you're relying on 3 guys for your offense, obviously other guys are going to contribute, but 3 guys for your main run production, and 1 or 2 of those guys are off, especially when they're all batting next to each other, 2 outs, 2 men on, one of those comes out, he's off right now, that's an out, inning over. When you're relying on that, you're not going to get very far. Now, you can get far. Obviously, there have been great teams. New York Yankees have done this before too, where you have power, and that's what contributes. But when they're great, they're all performing really well. And those players on the Orioles right now are not doing that. If you're going to rely on players like that, they gotta be good hitters. And a lot of times it helps when they hit for average, as well as home runs. They're going to hit a lot of home runs, but they got to come in the right time if you want success. And so far, they're not exactly doing that. Okay? I'm going to say one thing. When you have power guys like that, like I said before, it helps if you hit for average. And here's why. Unlike these hitters, Aaron Judge, I'm a Yankees fan. I know a lot about Aaron Judge. Of course, I'm going to bring him into the conversation. Aaron Judge leads the league in home runs right now. He is a power hitter. But what differentiates him from a lot of power hitters is he is batting over 320. He's not afraid to get base hits. He's not afraid to not swing for the fences every single time. He has a lot of RBIs because he hits a lot of doubles when guys are on base. He gets a lot of base hits when guys are on base. And he's not a home run or nothing. The guys on the Orioles seem to be playing that way. Manny Machado, batting under 250. Chris Davis, batting under 250. Tell me when they're going to get sorted out, and they'll get hot, and the Orioles will win games. But if they want to go far, they're going to have to find some other production. Playoffs last year, Orioles lost. Wild card game. Why'd they lose? Because they were waiting for a big hit. It didn't come. Okay. Obviously, like I said before, we're talking about the AL East, so let's talk Yankees. Obviously, they have Aaron Judge, who's a standout player. Just won Rookie of the Month in May. And when I talked about the Astros earlier, you saw me list a lot of things they're ahead in. Obviously, that helps. But something I found interesting, when you look at the Yankees, they're right behind them in a lot of those categories. Right now, wins aren't getting pieced together as easily as they should for the New York Yankees, looking at the numbers. But like I said, you look at the Astros, you're going to find something really interesting. Right behind them is the Yankees. So, in the AL, they are third in average, third in home runs, second in RBIs, second in on-base percentage, second in ERA, and second in WHIP. For those of you who don't know what WHIP is walks plus hits per inning. So the Yankees are doing a lot of things right. Right now, they're not the hottest team, but they're over 30 wins. They're leading a tough division in my mind, and I think they're going to continue doing that. What I found super interesting was when I dissected their lineup, okay? Didn't take me too long since I know a lot of their lineup. I mean, I know their whole lineup, but I know almost all the stats to it as well. But when I looked at certain things that you don't just hear when announcers speak, I look up the 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, this won't always be the 3, 4, 5, and 6 batters, but when you look at those batters in one of the last games, they all have 30-plus RBIs. That is run production at its best. When you have a team that has that going in the middle of the lineup consistently, you're gonna drive in runs and win games, period. The lineup in total has 5 guys batting over 300. The Yankees are not the hottest team right now, but they're first in their division because of offense. Like I said, that's not the only reason. ERA and WHIP is really good right now. A stat you're not going to hear too often, but it will come up and it is important, is the Yankees have 3 top pitchers who have some of the highest swing and miss percentages. Hitters are chasing a lot of pitches out of the zone when you go up against certain pitchers in their rotation. But let me tell you something. Okay, a lot of you guys are looking at Masahiro Tanaka right now. You're wondering, you're saying to yourself, what's happened? Why has it happened? Why now? He looked so good. He was in the running for the Cy Young. And now he looks so bad. Well, here is the thing. Masahiro Tanaka has nasty stuff. In the beginning of the season, he was throwing faster than he should have. He was trying to blow it by him. Well, we saw what happened to Syndergaard. Yeah, he blew his arm out. That's what happened. If we looked at Syndergaard slows down his velocity. He's got nasty pitches. He can control games without having to throw 100. Same thing with Tanaka. Obviously, he wasn't throwing 100, but he doesn't throw that fast. He relies on the splitter, and it's a nasty pitch, and it was working. Now he's inconsistent. But I'll tell you something. He's going to get better. And here's why. And I'm not necessarily banking on this season. But I'm saying he's going to find his stuff, and he's going to settle down. Now, at the beginning of the season, the Yankees did have the bad start, but the Yankees brought it back. They're the best team right now, so I'm happy about that. As a team, they're looking good. I'm going to go even deeper in future episodes. It's been another great Yankees by the Numbers. I'm Asher Cohn. I'll see you next time.